Hi there! Alright, so fixing credit score is actually much easier than most of you think. It's actually as easy as 1, 2, 3. So if you're ready, 1, 2, 3. Much better, right? I mean, some things still need a fix. Maybe I need to go to the haircut, but that's not the topic of the video. Let's go and talk about credit score. So in this video, I want to give you a complete blueprint on how to build your credit score from scratch and make it go all the way up. Now, that's gonna be all the way in the end. Before that, I really want to focus on two more things. One of them is actually figuring out why do you need the credit score. Because if you're one of the Ramsey guys, you probably think that that is bad, and it may be bad, but let me talk about why you need it. And number two, of course, is what actually makes your credit go up or down. These two things are really important, and they will help you to understand what I'm about to tell you in the blueprint. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's dive right in.
Hey, man.
Well, if you don't want to wait all the way until the end, you can go down in the description and click on the timestamp that brings you right to the blueprint. However, I highly recommend for you to listen to everything that I'm about to tell in this video, because it's gonna be really, really powerful information to boost your credit. Alright, so why do you need the credit score? Well, there are at least 5 reasons for you to do that. First of all, it's credit cards. And yes, again, Dave Ramsey can say they're bad and evil and you'd better stay away from them. However, I'm not talking about using credit cards dumb. I'm telling you to use them wisely. Don't just take this money and never pay them off and ruin your credit and making it even worse for yourself.
It doesn't have to ruin your life, darling.
No, I'm talking about actually using the benefits that credit cards offer to you, like 0% interest rate, or for example, cashback, or even traveling for free, going on that vacation that you wanted, where saving money for the whole year, finally you go in there. But imagine not paying for the hotel, not paying for actual flight. That's awesome. I'm telling you, this is awesome, and these are really good reasons to actually start building your credit and getting yourself some of those fat bonuses. Now, you can say, well, I can get cash back with debit cards and stuff like that, and I'm scared of credit cards. Alright, how about reason number 2?
Another one.
You see that? Unless you save 50 grand, at least 50 grand, you will not be able to go and buy this vehicle. And yeah, reason number 2 is actually purchasing vehicles. I'm not talking necessarily about this one, but even if you go and purchase a daily driver for yourself, you still will need the credit to finance this vehicle, unless you want to pay, of course, hefty interest rates. Now, you can say, well, I can save 5 grand, go and buy beater car, go and buy nice and reliable Toyota Corolla from 2005 and just drive it in the ground. Well, you're welcome to do that. Totally understand you. However, you'll miss out on some nice safety features, some comfort features, and of course you will still have to pay for some small repairs that come with those old used vehicles, because you never know who was using that vehicle, how this person was using this vehicle. You don't have much of a history about that. But if you want to do that, okay, you're welcome to. How about reason number 3?
Another one.
I get it. You don't want credit cards, you don't want nice cars, but what you really want is to make sure that there is roof right above your head. So the next time when you go and look around for apartments to rent, you may be surprised that landlords are actually requiring for you to have certain credit score. Like for me to go and start living in these apartments, I had to have at least 700, which this place is far from being perfect. But they still require me to have a certain credit score, because that gives them a history of me doing payments on time on my credit cards, on student loans, on my auto loans. And that means that every month there is way lower chance that I will be skipping those payments for the rent, which I believe you can understand that. You're letting somebody from the street walk into your house, live there with the only one promise. Don't you dare worry, I will pay on time every month. Well, I bet you would be worried about that as well. So that's another way for landlords to protect themselves. And listen, again, you can say, well, I can find places that don't require credit scores, or I can live in the shack that my uncle built. But wait until you try to buy your own home.
Welcome to my home.
Yeah, first reason is you finally going and buying this dream house. Congratulations, but now you have a problem. Look, the same exact scenario for two people. Good credit, bad credit. $30,000 house, 30-year fixed rate. But with good credit, you get yourself interest somewhere under 3%. Unlike with bad credit, you have above 4 for sure. Now, if you look at the interest rate, it doesn't look like a big difference. However, over the period of time that you have this mortgage, you end up paying $100,000 more in interest. And if it's not making you go nuts and crazy and right now going and making your credit perfect, I don't know what. I really don't know what, because realistically it's $100,000 that can stay in your pocket and be free money that you save for yourself. Now, talking about free money, don't forget I still have 2 links down there in the description to Robinhood and Webull, and there you can grab free stocks, cash them and get this free cash. Cash. Now, Robinhood, I believe it's 2 stocks right now, but Webull is giving you 4, and 2 of them will be valued at $8, 2 of them at $2.50, which will add up being like $21 at least. And they can go all the way up to $1,000. I believe even more than that. So go and grab those free money, and we're moving to the very last reason why you should have your credit really good.
Another one.
So the very last reason for you to actually have a perfect credit score and have a really good credit history is because your employers, whenever you apply for a job, can actually check your credit report. And from there, they can see if you're a trustworthy person or not, if you're actually good managing your money or not. And if not, what if you will not be able to manage the job that they let you do, good or not. It's up to you to decide, but I would recommend you to go and focus on making this credit score perfect for yourself. So now you know why you should have a really good credit score. But is it easy to make it a really good one? Well, I told you it's really easy. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. And talking about 1, 2, 3, there are only 3 types of impact to your credit score that exist. High impact, medium impact, and low impact. And based on those impacts, you will see your score going up or going down. So let's start with the low impact. Okay, so there are only 2 things that have really low impact on your credit. Number 1 is hard inquiries, the amount of them, and number 2 is the amount of lines of credit that were open to you. Now, with hard inquiries, it is better to keep them as low as possible because they will stay on your credit report for up to 2 years. But with lines of credit, unlike with hard inquiries, the more the better. And I believe Credit Karma says as long as you have 8 or more, it's already you're in the green zone, you're doing pretty good job.
Well done.
So there is only one thing that has medium impact on your credit score, and that is the age of your credit history. Now, it usually does the average amount of time that you have credit cards, auto loans, and stuff like that boiled down together. So, for example, if you had only one credit card within 4 years, the average amount will be 4 years. However, if you had multiple credit cards, a few auto loans, a student loan, this number will be lower. But don't worry. Credit Karma says as long as you have over 2 years of credit history, you're good. So what is that impacts your credit score a lot? Well, there are 3 things. Number 1 is you doing your payments on time. Number 2 is the credit card utilization. And number 3 is you hitting that like button out there. Make it blue, and then you will have perfect credit.
Maybe it's a trap.
No, but realistically, there is a thing called derogatory marks. It's whenever you are doing your payments late all the time, when you have collectors coming to your door, when you file for bankruptcy, when you have a repo, or even if you don't pay your taxes on time. That's a really big pain in the butt because it takes usually somewhere from 7 to 10 years to remove them from your credit history. So it will stay with you for a while. Make sure you don't get yourself in trouble. To do that, you need to make sure that you budget, and I have a video about that. Make sure to check it out. I also mentioned one really important book in that video, so please go and check this book as well. It will help you a lot with budgeting. Now, other two things that have high impact on your credit score are really, really simple things. And the first one is self-explanatory: payments on time. All you want to do is to make sure that you set up your automatic payments on your credit cards, on your auto loans, and whatever loan you have. Just set up those automatic payments. Just remove this headache from your head completely. That will help you a lot. That will make sure that you have those payments in time. That will make sure that you have your credit score just going up and up and up. Just do that. The second thing is basically your credit card utilization. So, for example, if you have a credit card with a limit of $10,000, what's going to happen there is if you use all of it, your credit score will go down. It's just gonna be a ball drop, realistically. So all you need to do is to make sure that you use only 9% of your credit card. Now, of course, I understand there may be some type of occasions where you need to use a little more, but please, please, please make sure you pay it off immediately or the next day as soon as possible, so that the credit bureau sees that you're using only 9%, which from $10,000 will be only $900, and that will help your credit grow.
Just grow back.
So now you know everything that impacts your credit history and credit score, and we can plan. We can set up a perfect plan on how to actually come from no credit score to having high, really high credit score within a short period of time. So let's talk about that. Alright, there you go, the blueprint. I'm gonna do it step by step. So how to really boost your credit and grow it from 0 to a really high number. Step number 1, go to your bank and apply for a secured credit card. To do that, you will also need to bring some money with you. Usually it's from $300 to $500, but don't worry, you will not leave money on the table. They will send the money back to you as long as you're done with the secured credit card. So secured credit card is basically a baby step in opening the credit history. It's like you walk in your credit card with diapers, or basically a debit card that's acting like a credit card. What's happening there? You put this money on this credit card, $300 to $500, and that becomes your credit limit. You cannot increase it, you cannot decrease it. What you need to do is to make sure that you spend not more than 9% of this limit. So for example, if it was $300, it's gonna be not more than $27 spent every month. And make sure, set up those automatic payments and make sure that you pay it off on time every single month. I would put it as a second step. Make sure that you do your payments on this secured credit card on time every single time. Now, for how long your credit card will have diapers? Sometime from 6 months to 12 months. It really depends. Most of the time people say now it's from 6 to 8 months. And what's going to happen next after that? Well, step number 3, you go to your bank and you ask them, hey, is it already time for me to upgrade from the secured credit card to a normal credit card? And if they tell you yes, what's going to happen is you'll receive back this check for the amount that you originally gave to the bank, which was either $300 or $500 or whatever was the amount, and you will receive another credit card. In my case, that credit card looked completely the same. I'm not sure if it had the same numbers, but it looked completely the same, but with a really, really big difference. Now it's an actual credit card. Now I'm not using my money, I'm using bank's money basically. Same situation there. Make sure that you do your payments on time there. So let's do Step number 4, do your payments on time on your new credit card. Congratulations! Yes, finally, you have regular credit card, you have done a lot of payments on time, so your credit history, you will see your credit score will already be pretty decent. However, you don't want it to be decent, you want it to be all the way up there. So, what is next? Step number 5. Open more credit cards. Yeah, go to different banks, open more credit cards, but don't do a bunch at the same time. Spread them out a little bit. There is actually a rule called 524, which means you can only open 5 credit cards within 24 months period of time. So there are actually more rules to this whole topic, and I think I need to make a separate video about those rules. So please make sure to subscribe to this channel, because I really don't want you to miss on those rules, because they will help you to avoid the mistakes that I've made along the time of building my credit. And trust me, if I would have made those mistakes, within probably a year and a half or 2 years, I would hit 740 mark without any problems. But I didn't, and those mistakes were super easy to avoid. So make sure to subscribe to get this next video about credit card tips. There will be a lot of rules that I'll explain, and there will be a lot of advices that I'll give from my own experience. But yeah, step number 5 is to open more credit cards, slowly but surely. I would recommend for beginners to open every 6 months a new credit card. That will really boost your payments on time, that will really boost your amount of accounts open, and that will boost your credit. And that way, these 5 steps basically will help you see your credit score grow up. And I bet you 2 years, somewhere from 700 to 740 is an easy goal for a credit score. So if that video was helpful, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends that don't have credit yet or have bad credit. Make sure to check out those free stocks down below, and an audiobook from Audible also down below in there. And I'll see you in the next one.